In this video, I'm going to go over my top 10 places in Fenwick Island, Delaware / Selbyville, which is a little bit west. So I was going to narrow this down to 5 restaurant picks, but then when I got into it, I was like, man, there's actually a lot more that I wanted to include. So I did narrow it down to the top 10, and again, this is in no particular order. What's going on, everybody? This is Rich, your coastal Maryland and Delaware realtor, and I appreciate you watching. And if you like content like this, make sure that you like, subscribe, so you don't miss anything that I come out with as I go over things to do, best restaurants that I like to do, and of course everything real estate. So without further ado, let's hop into the video. Number 1, we're going to start with Our Harvest. This is probably one of my favorite restaurants. When I think of Fenwick and usually go to Fenwick, it's usually because of Our Harvest, and I've been there many times. So this spot it's located right off of Coastal Highway, can't miss it, and their claim to fame pretty much is comfort food, and they do source a lot of their ingredients locally, so it has that farm to table kind of vibe to it, and it's actually a real nice place. So it's not completely fine dining, but it's casual fine dining, if you want to call it that, family friendly, but they have a nice bar set up, plenty of seating inside, and they actually just made a little area outside that you can sit at. They do a lot of small plates, which I think is pretty cool because you can kind of order multiple things, kind of try it out and share with anybody that's with you at the table. Of course, they do have some, they call it dinner for 2, usually large entrees that you can usually split. Let's say that if you're like on a date night. Number 2 is going to be Nantucket's. Hands down, this is like one of the best restaurants over there, just over the line when you're leaving Ocean City. But this is another kind of fine dining restaurant. But this is a good dinner spot, date night. Of course, you can bring the family as well. But this is like a seafood restaurant, but they have some choices of different steaks. Different seafood items on their full bar, and when you walk in, it's pretty cool because it's almost like stepping back in time, kind of like an old school classic dining room set up in there. And every time I've been, the food has been amazing, and they are open year round. All right, so number 3, we're going to check out High Tide Coffee and Bowls right off on Coastal Highway. This one is a coffee shop, but they have the most amazing breakfast sandwiches and much more. Of course, coffee's good, but this is a great spot. You can hop in. They have acai bowls. You can see the breakfast sandwich up here, but they cook everything in-house there, and they also have a great menu because they source from local bakeries. They have some vegan options on there too. Of course, espresso drinks, cold drinks. I believe they do smoothies as well. But the main thing why I chose this place is just the killer sandwiches. Like the Surfer is the one that I got with the 2 eggs, pepper, bacon, cheese, and I got that actually on a croissant. But highly recommend checking them out. So number 4, let's check out the Lobster Shanty. We're going down Route 54. This restaurant's been there for a while, and this is one of my favorites. Always a good meal there, and I think it has one of the best views. So if you've ever been there, you know what I'm talking about. But just like the name it, kind of says, the shanty. It's kind of like the building's a little older, kind of shack style inside, in a good way. So it's very like authentic, a little on the older side. I think the restaurant's been there since 2010, but it's very popular. Like I said, good food, full bar there. And when you're walking through, probably past the bar and in the dining room inside, they have these picture windows that overlook the bay. And you get one of the best sunset views right there with the marsh area plus the bay water. And but yeah, that's Lobster Shanty. Anything I could say is, sometimes it gets busy, but of course it's right off of Route 54. Sometimes it's a little hard, tough with parking and getting out of that parking lot on there, but it's well worth it. Number 5 we have here, we're going Mexican. We got Papa Grande's right off of Route 54. This is a Sodell restaurant. If you're not familiar with, Sodell has many different restaurants in the area, all through coastal Delaware. If you like Mexican, this is very good Mexican food, and this is a restaurant that's worth your visit if you've never been. Open all year round, and I'm just taking a look at some pictures on here, kind of give you an idea. I'm sure you've noticed the building if you've been down Route 54. But good food, good drinks. One of my favorites there, they'll have, it's seasonal, but they'll have like a soft shell crab taco, which sounds kind of funny, but it's very good. And their margaritas are awesome as well. I believe it looked like they made their own mix there. Right, so number 6, we have Twilleys Willys. It's right there in that Fenwick shopping center, all the red buildings, like right over the line there from the Maryland side. So it's tucked away in there. So they've been there for a little while. They're fairly newer, I believe, in the last couple years, but I've heard a lot about these guys, and they got a cool small little bar set up in there. But they're known for their hot dogs, and I'd say it's like more like a gourmet style hot dog. But they do a bunch of different styles if you check them out. Like there's the Baltimore, Chicago, Detroit. There's NYC, a Philly, Rincon, the Baltimore. It's large lump, Maryland crab, mac and cheese, and Old Bay, which sounds amazing. But they also have sandwiches. They do tacos. And they have lots of different beers on tap too. This is a spot you definitely check out, open year round. You might just want to check out to see what days they may be closed in the off season. Number 7 is La Siara, Mexican restaurant. This is in Selbyville, closer to downtown Selbyville and 113. So this is a nice little spot. It's actually, you have to look for it because it's behind their grocery store. So it's called La Siara Mexican restaurant and grocery. So you do have to walk in the back. So it's kind of a little mom and pop shop, and it's authentic Mexican. And been here, food is amazing. It gets good reviews. Yeah, so if you're over that way and you're looking for Mexican, and pricing wise, it's very reasonable. Maybe a little bit more than something that's a little closer to the beach. Number 8 is Mancini's. Right off there on Coastal Highway. So if you're looking for Italian, you want to go check out Mancini's. Food is amazing, all their pasta. But yeah, so the whole atmosphere is, I think, a little bit more casual, but great spot for lunch or dinner, even date night, or bring the family. But they got your kind of typical Italian restaurant set up with a lot of your different dishes, wine selection, full bar. And they are open year round. All right, number 9 is, when you're talking about breakfast in Fenwick, Jimmy's usually comes up in the conversation. So Jimmy's Kitchen is number 9. They're known for their chip beef gravy. I think their famous dish on their menu is called the SOS, so you got to go check them out if you like chip beef gravy. And of course, if you're in the mood for scrapple, if you know what that is, they serve it there. It's a cool little spot. It's a little quirky inside with the decorations and all that, but that's kind of like your traditional kind of almost breakfast kind of diner spot. And but the food is excellent, and they got a ton of Google reviews on the profile you can check out. Last but not least, we're talking about One Coastal, just right over the line there in Fenwick. On the ocean side there, it's called One Coastal. So this is a cool little small restaurant. It's ran by husband and wife, and they do the farm to table, and it's I believe just dinners, but they got an array of fresh seafood and locally sourced ingredients that they use. But as you can kind of see on here, they are open year round. So you definitely want to go check them out if you're looking for some kind of, something along this vibe here. Great date night, dinner spot there, and you're gonna get something fresh when you go into One Coastal. So highly would recommend them when you're in Fenwick. All right, so that was my top 10 restaurants in Fenwick / Selbyville, that area there. So if you think I've left something out, make sure you leave a comment down below. or if you've been to one of these that I mentioned, let me know your experience, your thoughts. And hopefully if you're in the area, that helps you out and you find a new favorite. If you like content like this in the coastal Maryland, Delaware area, make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss anything that I come out with every week. I go over all things coastal Maryland and Delaware, things to do, some of my favorites, restaurants, activities, and of course everything real estate as well. So you don't want to miss a thing, so stay tuned, and until next time, I'll see you soon.